Uh, I think I hate the Lakers. I was trying to suppress those feelings. I was saying, no, I don't hate the Lakers. I don't hate Anthony Davis. You can't hate Anthony Davis. It's just Anthony Davis. I mean, what's there to hate? I think I hate the Lakers because this is just so typical that this would happen. Jokic goes on an 11-0 run by himself. Jokic is just dominating everyone that's in front of him. Howard, get off the floor. You suck. Just go. You're washed up. Go back to Orlando. Go back to Stan Van Gundy's pocket. The whole time the Nuggets were coming back. I'm not going to sit here and be Mr. Captain Hindsight, but I knew Anthony Davis was going to hit a shot. I just knew he was going to be the man that sunk the Nuggets. I don't know what it was. I mean, it's not that hard of a guess. It was going to be him or LeBron, but for some reason I just knew Anthony Davis was going to win the Lakers the game. He goes down one end, hits a little floater, jump hook, whatever you want to call it. Jokic goes down the other and absolutely bullies him, puts in a little floater as well, and then the Lakers have a scrambled possession. It gets blocked. LeBron loses it. I don't remember what happens. I know Danny Green gets blocked by Jamal Murray. And the Nuggets bench is celebrating. I'm like, there's still 2 seconds left. You know exactly what's going to happen here. I thought it was going to come into the mid-range spot and Anthony Davis was going to hit a little fadeaway jumper. But it comes out to the 3 off a screen, hits the 3-pointer over Jokic, who actually got as high up as he's ever been in his life. He nearly blocked the ball. Jokic actually got off the floor, timed it perfectly. Anthony Davis sinks it over the top of him. And the Lakers won. Yeah, I'm not actually a Nuggets fan. I've been a fan of Jokic and the Nuggets for a few years now. I'm a Pistons fan, but the Pistons haven't done anything in the playoffs in like 15 years, so you can see why I'd be more invested in a team in the playoffs than your regular fan, because the Pistons don't get there ever, and if they do, they've lost 16, 12 in a row, I think, but it doesn't matter. Been invested in this Nuggets team since 3 or 4 years back. Yeah, hardcore, diehard fan, I know. I thought they could contend against these other teams that everyone was saying would just dominate them, the Clippers. Even people thought the Jazz would beat them. And now the Lakers, people are saying they'd be swept, they'd win in 5. And I'm like, the Nuggets are a bit better than you think, but this one just hurts. I don't see where they come back from here. They've come back from 2 games down before, 3 games to 1. They really dug in and fought for every point. They got PJ Dozier drawing charges, Jokic going on an 11-0 run where he didn't miss a shot in that time period. It just hurts, and it's the shots where like KCP hits one with 0.5 seconds left on the shot clock. Caruso gets a steal or something. It's just those plays that were the ones that came back to bite the Nuggets. And then Anthony Davis, of course, had to sink him with the dagger. Yeah, I didn't really have anything planned for this video. Just kind of venting my frustrations at the Lakers. I don't actually hate the Lakers. Yeah, we'll hate them for the next week or so until they're inevitably out of the conference finals, which looks like it'll happen now. Thought the Nuggets could push them to 6. They might still be able to, but I think this game just it just ruins all the confidence they had. It's demoralizing pretty much. I don't know how you come back from this. It's bad enough we had to put up with Chris Webber and Reggie Miller talking about Alex Caruso like he was Gary Payton, the second coming of Michael Jordan, and now we have to hear them fantasize over Anthony Davis and what he can do in a final series. On a positive note, Nikola Jokic proved that no one can guard him, as I've said, as a lot of people have said all along. They tried to double team him. He found Murray quite a few times. He found the open shooters, posted up Anthony Davis from the 3-point line, took him right to the basket, and scored. I'm not going to say Nikola Jokic could guard Anthony Davis because he can't do that either. But no one can guard Jokic either in his vision and his scoring in the post. If he hits his 3-point shots, he's one of the most unguardable players in the league. He's unguardable. It's him, LeBron, and AD. Those are the 3 players I said were unguardable. Maybe Luka Doncic, I don't know. Probably not. In terms of what the Nuggets can take out of this game aside from the loss, I think the fact that the Lakers have been switching onto Jokic in the pick and roll and to the pick and pop situations, it's clear that Jokic needs to back down those smaller defenders because he's either going to score on them or he's going to get a double team and kick to an open shooter. And although Gary Harris, Jeremy Grant haven't been knocking down their shots, if they do start knocking down their shots, it just means the Lakers won't be able to double team him. They might stop switching smaller guys onto Jokic, and then it might leave him open for more pick and pop threes. And that might be the way the Nuggets can come back into this series. I mean, it's only 2 games. They've come back from two-game deficits twice in a row. So you could suggest that they're where they want to be. But at the same time, they haven't lost in this kind of fashion and then had to come back against the best team in the NBA currently. That doesn't mean the Lakers are unbeatable, but at the moment they've been the best team in the NBA and Anthony Davis and LeBron James don't look like slowing down, and then you're getting production from Rondo, who's getting like 10 assists a game. Looks like prime playoff Rondo right now. He's even hitting step-back jumpers. He hit a step-back three. That just hurts. Those are the shots that hurts. Rondo shouldn't be hitting any threes. Rondo shouldn't be hitting free throws, let alone step-back threes. Just let him do the passing. But when he hits the threes, that really hurts. Even Danny Green's making shots apart from when he got blocked. But you got to give credit to the Lakers. They tried switching the pick and roll with Jokic, and it worked the first game and the first half of this game. And they got him a bit frustrated. It seems like they're going to have to switch up the scheme now, and I'm sure they will because Frank Vogel has made the right decisions over the course of 3 playoff series now. But the two bigs just seem to be hurting because once they get around the screen, once they get around Dwight Howard on the perimeter, there's just Anthony Davis there to meet you at the rim. And I know the Lakers have been doing this all year. It's not really news to anyone. But it's just hard for the Nuggets to get those easy points that they were able to get against the Clippers, who don't have the same rim protection at all. Even the Jazz, although they have Rudy Gobert, once you drew Rudy Gobert out onto the perimeter, there was no one really back there to defend like there is for the Lakers, where they have 2 bigs. You draw out JaVale McGee, you draw out Dwight Howard, you've got Anthony Davis sitting there, and if you draw out Anthony Davis, like, no one can get past him. Jamal Murray was putting on 50 different spin moves, 50 different step backs, 50 different behind the legs dribbles, and he couldn't even budge Anthony Davis in terms of his lateral movement was just stuck to him. He's just glue. The only way you can really get past Anthony Davis is what Jokic did, put down the shoulder and just stuff him in the chest. But you're not going to be able to see Jamal Murray do that, although he made some spectacular layups and played a fantastic game. The Nuggets did pretty much what they would have wanted to do. They turned the ball over quite a bit, so did the Lakers. I think Jokic will be even more aggressive next game. He'll have a chip on his shoulder. Anthony Davis hit that shot. Anthony Davis is talking like he's the best big man in the league, which he has proven to be in this series. He's dominated 2 games. Jokic was equally as good this game, but he wasn't as good last game. And Anthony Davis, in the end, made the clutch shot, regardless of what Jokic did down the stretch. I think Jokic should have that chip on his shoulder, come down, score 30 points again, and hopefully the Nuggets can drag one back. Because 2-1 down, even if they can bring it to 3-1 down, they're capable of doing that. We know, even though the Lakers are the best team they've faced, and the best defense, most importantly, they showed they can put cracks in the Lakers' armor. And maybe it'll be too little too late, but hopefully the Nuggets can bring one back. Let's just hope it's not a sweep. That's kind of all I'm hoping for. I don't think it will be. I think the Nuggets should win at least 1 game, but again, their morale will just be completely shot after that game. In terms of Anthony Davis, you got to give him credit. He's ridiculous. He has every move in the book. I don't know. He takes mid-range shots that just don't look like good shots. They're not good shots, but like, he'll step back and hit a mid-range jumper over anyone. It's kind of like Kevin Durant, not quite the same. He doesn't have that same quickness with it, and he's definitely not as good a shooter, don't get me wrong. In terms of the facts, they're not shots that most people would take, but because they're so tall and long pause, they can just shoot over them, and in the end, it's pretty much an uncontested shot. So when you think about it, an uncontested mid-range shot isn't the end of the world, and he's been making them all playoffs long. LeBron James is the most important player, but Anthony Davis might be the best. If I'm rooting against the Lakers, I feel less safe when Anthony Davis has the ball in his hands. Maybe that's just recency bias because of his last 2 games. But even when LeBron started hot, a lot of those were kind of scrambled possessions where he hit threes, uncontested threes. Not saying LeBron's still unstoppable, the best player in the world, and can do a lot more with his playmaking and whatnot. But Anthony Davis, just one-on-one isolation situations, he's unguardable. He's probably the best in the league at the moment at that, with Kevin Durant out. Anyways, yeah, this was completely unscripted. I don't know, I pretty much rambled the whole time. Pretty incoherent stuff that I was spewing out. But if you do enjoy that kind of stuff, leave a like. This will probably come up the next day because my internet takes about 6 hours to upload a video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Nuggets in 7. We know they're going to come back. 3-1 down. That's where they want to be. 2-0 down. It's not a big deal. Jokic is dropping 40 next game. Unguardable. Anthony Davis